This is the Sendr connection sphere, and in this video we're going to review the product, see if it's worth buying. Okay, so I've dropped a link in the description if you want to look where you can buy these, but let's talk firstly about the product itself. So we get this connection sphere, which is like a ball with this little groove cut out of it that basically allows it to sit in the arm a little bit better, and then we get this Velcro strap. So it's like the big brother of the Sendr. If you've seen the Sendr, that's got that little ball there that sits in between your forearms. This is a little bit bigger and is designed to sit a little bit further up your forearms. You've probably seen other training aids with balls that are either on a lanyard or just loose, and often they can come flying out and they're a bit awkward. We don't have that problem here because it sits with that Velcro. It stays in perfectly. Anyone got any questions on that? Yeah, it stays in, it's not awkward. Now, in terms of actually setting up with it, with that groove, it does feel nicer than some of those inflatable balls because we do have that groove. I like the fact as well, because of how it's kind of made with these little patterns in between, it provides some resistance, but you can squeeze it quite easily. So you can really feel that sort of squeeze in between your forearms of keeping them together there. Now, I am somebody that has a little bit of a flying right elbow, and you can see it pops out. Now, a lot of the times when I'm swinging like one of those inflatable balls, it can feel a little bit awkward just because the ball is inflated. It doesn't feel like it sits correctly in there, but this, with the little groove and how it's built, it feels a little bit more comfortable to swing with. So if you are somebody who struggles with a bit of disconnection between those arms, you know, if you do get up to the top, you can see how it's gonna lose that connection. Whereas I feel like I've really gotta squeeze it in there to keep that connection through. And I really feel like I have to use my core and my lower body to generate the speed in the golf swing rather than using my hands and my arms. So I really like it for that. I think it's much better, like I say, than a lot of the other training aids, the inflatable balls and everything like that. I just think it does what it says. You know, it stays in there. You can, you know, I'm just going nice and slow just to get the feel of it. It creates that connection, and I just think it's a great training aid. It's what, $80, which I know for what it is, it's just a little ball and a strap. Can seem quite expensive, but I've seen some of the cheaper copies and they don't have the same feel or quality. The ball doesn't kind of sit correctly in between your arms, so I wouldn't recommend getting those. It's just not as solid, if I'm honest with you. You think about it, a golf lesson's going to set you back with a decent coach, you know, a few $100, so it's less than a golf lesson and you've always got it. Like I say, I'm just going nice and slow to kind of start off with, just to get that feel. You can build yourself up to full swings with it, but it's just, I just feel like it's a lot more secure than a lot of them. You can see it's not falling out when I am swinging, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. It keeps your arm connected. I've literally had every ball device that sits between your arms, and this for me is the best one. I also like, with the squidgy material, you can get up to the top and kind of squeeze it, and you can see from down the line how it kind of shallows that club out. You can kind of get to the top, squeeze, and it shallows it out quite nicely. So I am going to say this is actually my favorite Sendr product. I've got the Cradle, I've got the Playmate. Yeah, this is my favorite one. Fits in your bag pretty easily. It just works pretty much. So I'd really recommend it. It's pretty much the same price as any of the other connection devices. Really, really like this. I've dropped a link in the description, let you know where you can buy it. Yeah, highly, highly recommend this product.